हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। We shall chant the mantras which we have seen from the beginning. ओम अथ श्वलायनो भगवन्तं परमेष्टिनम् उपसमेत्योवाच अधीहि भगवन् ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठां सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढां यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य परात् परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान् तस्मै स होवाच पितामहश्च श्रद्धा भक्ति ध्यान योगादवैः न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यत् यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः सन्न्यासयोगात्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः ते ब्रह्मलोकेषु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे विक्तदेशे च सुखासनस्थः शुचिः समग्रेव शिरः शरीरः अत्याश्रमस्तः सकलेन्द्रियाणि निरुध्य भक्त्या स्वगुरुं प्रणम्य हृत्पुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धं विचिन्त्य मध्ये विशदं विशोकम् अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्तरूपं शिवं प्रशान्तम् अमृतं ब्रह्मयोनिं तथादिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकं विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम् उमासहायं परमेश्वरं प्रभुं त्रिलोचनं नीलकण्ठं प्रशान्तं ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिं समस्तसाक्षिं तमसः परस्तात्। हरि ओम। So the student Ashvalayana approaches the teacher Parameshthi and requests him to teach him Brahma Vidya. The teacher says, you know that Brahma through Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. Through Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga, what happens? All the negativities get dropped, all our misunderstandings get dropped, avidya gets eliminated, and one comes to realize our own self as Brahma. So therefore, first we have to gain proper knowledge, gain that conviction, and then meditate constantly on that Brahma. So going to a secluded place, one should sit with a body kept erect and do namaskar. Having done namaskar to your own teacher, meditate on Brahma in your own heart as Virajam Vishuddham Vishadam Vishokam Achintyam Avyaktam Anantarupam Shivam Prashantam Amrutam Brahma Yonim Tathadi Madhyanta Vihinamekam Vibhum Chidanandam Adbhutam. These are various indicators of that Brahma who is most wonderful, most amazing. So one has to constantly take our mind, take our intellect towards that Brahma. Means constantly let the thoughts move towards Brahma, who is indicated with all these pointers. So as our intellect start moving towards Brahma, start thinking about Brahma, the thoughts start becoming more and more, lesser and lesser. Because there is nothing to hold in Brahma, there is nothing to visualize in Brahma. So all the activities of the Antakarana comes to a halt. All the activities, they get dropped as we contemplate on Brahma. And this itself leads to that abidance in Brahma. Brahma can be meditated upon as in its Nirgun Nirakar form, or as Sagun Sakar. Nirgun or Avyakta Dhyan or Upasana is more difficult. So the Shastras also guides us on the path of Vyakta Upasana or Vyakta Dhyana. Dhyana on Sagun, that Ishvara. So whether we meditate on Nirgun or Sagun, we attain the same goal. We attain that enlightenment, attain abidance in our own self. So in the seventh mantra, the beautiful description of Sagun Ishvara is given. Ki Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram. That Ishvara is Param Ishvara. Ishvara means one who controls. See, when we look at this world, we see that things are controlled. All the activities of this world are controlled. There is everything as though follows a definite laws. Everything is seen following some laws, which are then discovered in science also. The laws of physics, the various laws in chemistry, the various laws we discover when we observe this world. So there is that supreme Ishvara, who is the master, who is the controller, who is the lawgiver, who controls everything, who is the supreme controller. So Parama Ishvara, from that Ishvara alone, this whole world has come into manifestation. The whole world is sustained in Ishvara and merges back into that Ishvara alone. Ishvara is that Brahma. Brahma alone is indicated as Ishvara. So that Ishvara alone expresses as Hiranyagarbha, as Vaishvanara, as all the Devatas, as all the other beings, including human beings. So here, one of the expressions of that Ishvara as Shiva is described. Ki Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhum. Bhagwan is expressing as Shiva, who is accompanied with Uma Parvati. So Shiva and his Shakti is Parvati. So Shiva is that supreme Purusha and Parvati is his Shakti, the Prakriti. So together, the Purusha and Prakriti alone expresses as this world. So Uma Sahayam not only expresses as the world, but also expresses as the Vedas. Uma alone expresses as the Vedas. The word, the name Uma also contains the same letters of the word of the Vedas. So Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram, one should meditate on the beautiful form described of Shiva and Parvati ji and Uma. So Uma Sahayam, and this also one should meditate in the lotus of one's heart. So imagine, visualize that supreme Ishvara present in your own heart. Like in Gita also Bhagavan says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddesher Junatishtate. That Ishvara is present in the heart of all beings. So one should visualize the presence of Ishvara, of the form described in the Shastras of Shiva as Shiva. So Shiva is described having fair complexion, and Uma Parvati is also described as having fair complexion. And Shiva's description is the most fascinating, with all his jatas and Gangaji, and he applies vibhuti all over his body. And most amazing, there is also the crescent moon on his forehead. And Shiva has got 3 eyes. Normal, all of us, we have 2 eyes, but he also has got a third eye. And on Shiva's body, we see those snakes are there. Snakes as garlands, snakes as his earring, snakes all over his body. And he holds a trishul in his hand, and also he has got damru. And he sits on a bull. So beautiful description of Shiva is there in our Shastras. Even in Ramayana, Tulsidas describes Bhagwan Shiva in the most fascinating way. Yasyanke cha vibhati bhudharasuta devapaga mastake bhale bala vidurgale chagaralam yasyorasi vyalarat soyam bhuti vibhushana suravara sarvadipa sarvada sharva sarvagata shiva shashinibha Shri Shankara Patumam. Beautiful description is there of Shiva having Umaji sitting with him. Yasyanke cha vibhati bhudhara suta. Devapaga, who is the daughter of Himalaya. Parvati ji is the daughter of Himalaya. She is sitting on his lap. So yasyanke cha vibhati bhudhara suta devapaga mastake, and the Gangaji is there on his head, in his jatas. The Ganga who used to be in Swarga has descended on earth to bless everyone. Even in this Kali Yuga, thousands, crores of people are blessed by Gangaji. Now you must be knowing this Maha Kumbh Mela which is happening. It's all glory of Gangaji, Yamuna, Saraswati, who blesses everyone who surrenders to them. So Gangaji starts from on this earth. She flows from Shivji's jatas and flows all the way, all over our beautiful Bharat Desh, जिस देश में गंगा बहती है. And Shiv Bhagwan, यस्यांके च विभाति भूधर सुता देवापगा मस्तके भाले बाल विदुहु. On his forehead is Bal Viduhu, a crescent moon. Such adbhut, such a great wonder. Bhale Bal Vidur Galech Garalam, and his throat he has kept poison. When the churning happened of this milky ocean, lots of things came from that ocean. Lots of wealth came from the ocean. Mandhar, Parvat, was used as a churning rod, and Vasuki Nag had become like a rope, and the Devatas and the Danavas together, they churned this ocean of milk. So when the churning was happening, it was so strenuous to Vasuki Nag that he just couldn't bear it, and he just vomited all the blood, all the poison which was there in his bosom. And the poison was so strong and so powerful that if it had fallen on this earth, everything would have got destroyed. So all the devatas and dhanavas were scared. Now what will happen? How will we survive this? And all of them, they prayed to Bhagwan Shiva. Shiva was not involved in this churning and all directly. So they prayed to Bhagwan Shiva that please protect us, please bless us. So Shiva said, okay, I will protect all of you. I will drink that poison and digest that poison and keep it within me. So Shiva Bhagwan poison. And Uma Parvati ji stopped the poison from going below his throat. So it was held in his throat itself. And Bhagwan Shiva, who is fair in complexion, and the dark blue poison, when it entered his body, his whole neck turned blue. So he's called Neelakantham. Yasyanke cha vibhati bhudhara suta deva pagamastake bhale bal vidurgale cha garalam. Yasyorasi vyalarat, and he is wearing all snakes on his body. Soyam bhuti vibhushanaha, and he has applied the ashes of the cremation ground. In Varanasi also, Bhagwan stays there. And all those who dies in Varanasi, Bhagwan Shiva gives them this Taraka mantra, Ram Nam, Ram, Ram, Ram. He just utters this Ram Nam in the ear of this dying person. And one who hears this Ram Nam also gains liberation. Therefore, when we even carry the dead body, we always chant Ram, 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 Nam, Satya Hai. So Ram, 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 when we chant, by the blessings of Shiva, we gain moksha. So he applies that vibhuti from ground all over his body. So yam bhuti vibhushana suravaraha, he is the Lord of all the devatas, greatest among all the devatas, suravaras. Yes. Soyam bhuti vibhushana suravaras sarvadipas sarvada. He is the master of all these devatas, above everyone, at all time. Sharvaha, Bhagwan also takes Rudra avatar, Rudra Roop. Sometimes he takes the terrible form to destroy this whole world also. This world goes through a cycle of creation, sustenance, and destruction. So Bhagwan creates this world out of himself. He sustains the world within himself, and then he just swallows this whole world. So in order to swallow the world, Bhagwan takes a Rudra avatar, Rudra Rupa. Sarvagataha. But Bhagwan is all pervading, present everywhere. Sarvagatas Shivas Shashinibhaha. He is most auspicious and bright and brilliant, fair complexion, like the moon. Sharvas Sarvagatasya Shinibha Sri Shankara Patuma is Shankara. Shankaroti iti Shankara. One who blesses everyone is called Shankara. So may he protect us all. Such a beautiful form of Shiva is there. He is holding the entire creation in his body itself. There is Shabda, sound of the Damru, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, everything is there. The Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya, and Bhagavan alone controls everyone and also gives moksha to everyone. Such a marvelous form is described in our Shastras everywhere. So one meditate, one should Shiva in one's own antak, our own antakarana. Can you imagine the master, the Ishvara, the controller of this entire creation? Where is his? Where is his permanent residence? It is in our own heart. He stayed there. But unfortunately, we don't enter our own heart. We enter, we go all over the world. People go on world tour, but hardly anyone enter their own antakkaran, enter their own heart. And if we enter, we will see, we will have darshan of Bhagwan in our own antakkaran. So Trilochanam, he has got three eyes. Neelakantham, Neelakantha, and Prashantam, absolutely shant, no disturbance. See, when we meditate on someone or something which is disturbing, our mind also gets disturbed. Suppose you are in the presence of a person who is very agitated, angry, disturbed, then we also get disturbed. Because the mind is connected to other minds. Our mind is connected to every other mind. Just like our transistor is there, if whatever station, whatever frequency we put it in, we get that sound, we get that, we can hear the music, etc. FM, AM, and all those various frequencies are there, and we can hear the whatever is presented. So there is our radio set is connected to those frequency. All those who are in the same frequency will get the same music. 100 transistors are kept at one place and all of them are tuned to the same frequency. You will hear the same music in everyone. But if they are placed in different frequencies, you hear a big noise coming from everything. So when we go to a master, when we go to a place which is surrounded by higher frequency, sublime frequency, our mind also automatically gets set to that frequency. We also feel very peaceful. When we go meet a Mahatma, we feel peaceful. When we go to a Tirtha Kshetra, we feel peaceful. When we take a dip in Gangaji, we feel peaceful. When we go to a temple, we sit there, we feel peaceful. When we go to a party and all, we feel agitated. When we go to some frequency, by meditating on that Brahma who is present in our own Antakkaran. So think about that Brahma as Prashantam, as supremely peaceful. Therefore, even when we go to a very peaceful place like the Himalayas or some cave like the Virupaksha cave, and just sit there, and there is that deep silence, that very profound silence is there. And when we tune to that silence, our mind also becomes absolutely silent. Mind has got the capacity to tune to anything. So meditation is to tune our mind to that divinity, tune our mind to Ishvara. So prashantam, just meditate on that supreme peaceful Shiva seated in your own antakaran. You don't have to think about peace. You have to become absolutely peaceful. You have to make the mind absolutely peaceful. And in that peaceful mind, we can experience the presence of Shiva. In a peaceful mind, we experience the presence of Shiva. So meditation is very, very different. See, thinking is different. Meditation is different. Meditation is like a mirror. You keep that mirror in front of Shiva, you can see the image of Shiva. So keep the mind, which is like a mirror, keep it in front of Shiva, means just feel the presence of Shiva, and the mind will also become peaceful. Prashantam. Dhyatva manir gacchati bhuta yonim. Shiva is also bhuta yoni. Bhuta is what? Bhuta is this whole world is called bhuta. Bhu bhava, that which has manifested, that which has come into being. From unmanifest, the world becomes manifest. Then again it becomes unmanifest. That is the cycle through which this world goes on and on and on. In Gita also Bhagavan says, Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhanamneva tatra ka paridevana. He tells Arjuna that everything was avyakta before, unmanifest. For some time it's become manifest, and again it becomes unmanifest. This goes on and on and on. You don't have to weep, you don't have to cry about it. This cycle will go on infinitely. So, from where this whole world gets manifested, from that Shiva, from that Brahma alone. Bhuta Yonim, therefore, that Brahma is called Bhuta Yoni, means the source of this creation. Source of this creation. So that Brahma alone expresses as this creation. But its expression is different from its intrinsic nature. Brahma is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Anandam. But this world is constantly changing. It is Asatyam, Jadam, Parichinnam, Dukkham. So it expresses in a different way altogether. See, sometimes we have this Karela, a bitter god. Karela sabji, but which is so very bitter. But there are some people who make that Karela sabji in such a way that it starts tasting sweet. Why? Because they put all sorts of other masalas and sugar and all, and it expresses in a totally different way altogether. Similarly, that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, because of its own power called Maya, expresses in a different way as this world. But even when it expresses differently, it is present in this world. So it's a Bhuta Yonim, Samasta Sakshim. He is the witness of everything. Everything happening in this world is witnessed by that Ishvara. Everything is known to that Ishvara. He is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, Sarvantaryami, Sarvasakshi. Without getting involved, it witnesses everything, knows everything. So samasta sakshim. So meditate on Shiva as samasta sakshi, one who knows, one who is witness of everything, but one who doesn't participate in anything, one who doesn't get involved in anything, just a witness. So with that witness attitude, meditate on Shiva. Tamasa parastad, who is beyond tamas, beyond darkness, beyond ignorance, beyond tamogun, beyond tamas. So dhyatva munirgacchati, when we meditate, when the muni is mananashilava, a contemplative seeker, a seeker who contemplates, not a seeker who worries, a seeker who doesn't think, a seeker who contemplates, who has contemplated and understood. See, we cannot understand the Shastra just by listening. We have to think, we have to contemplate on them. Then only we come to understand. So one who does mananam is called a muni. The seeker who does mananam is called a muni. So after doing mananam, he has understood, he has gained that conviction, and then he meditates to gain that abidance in that Brahma. So such a muni, when he meditates on Shiva, then what will he attain? Jatva munir gacchati bhuta yonim. So he attains that bhuta yoni. He attains the source of this entire creation. He reaches that Brahma. He reaches that Brahma means he comes to realize his own self as Brahma, which is the witness of everything, which is beyond ignorance, beyond darkness. So dhyatva manirgacchati bhuta yomim. So this is the path of meditation. Meditation on Sagun and meditation on Nirgun. Both path will lead to that same Brahma. So here the teacher describes that Sagun Ishvara as Shiva. But what about Vishnu Bhagwan? What about Brahmaji? What about Indra? What about Prana? What about Kala? What about Chandrama? What about all these other devatas? Are they different? All of them are expressions of that same one Brahma alone. Their expressions are different. And the nature of each and every expressions are different, but essentially they are same. Just as when we look at the sun, billions of rays come out of that sun. Billions of rays. But if you trace any one ray back to its source, you will reach the sun. Similarly, all these devatas and all these various expressions of Brahma are like his rays coming out. So you can trace back You can hold on to those even one ray and trace it back to its source, and you will reach that Brahma. So by meditating on Shiva, one can attain Brahma. And if one meditates on Vishnu, Bhagwan, also you will reach Brahma. If you meditate on Brahmaji, you will reach Brahma. And that is what is said now in the next mantra. The teacher reveals. Let us chant. Sa Brahma sa Shivasendraha Sokshara Paramasvarat Sa eva Vishnuhu Sa Pranaha Sa Kalognihi Sa Chandramaha. Sa Brahma sa Shivasendraha Sokshara Paramasvarat स एव विष्णुः स प्राणः स कालोऽग्निः स चन्द्रमाः. स, that Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhum, who is nothing, who is that Brahma alone, he alone is Brahma. See, when we write this word or name Brahma in English, and we write the name Brahman, both are different. Brahman is neuter gender. Brahma is masculine. Brahma means Brahmaji. Brahman means that supreme reality, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So sometimes some confusion happens. So one should be alert. So here Brahma is Brahmaji, the creator, who is Hiranyagarbha only. So Hiranyagarbha alone is Shiva, is Brahma, is Vishnu, and other expressions of that Hiranyagarbha as Vaishvanara, as all the Devatas, they all, their source is one only. So one can take help, take support of any form, and it will lead us towards that same Brahma. Whatever be your Ishta Devata, your favorite deity, whom you with whom you are tuned properly, you can take the support of that deity and you will reach the same Brahma. It doesn't matter. There's a very beautiful shloka. It says, कि आकाशात् पतितं तोयं यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेव नमस्कारं केशवं प्रति गच्छति. Just as when it rains, the water falls from the sky and it falls all over the land, everywhere, on the mountains, on the plains, in the river, in the land, everywhere. But when the water falls down, though it is falling everywhere, once it falls down, it starts moving towards the ocean. If it falls in the river, it moves quicker to the ocean. If it falls on a mountain, it might take some time. But all the waters, they ultimately move toward the ocean alone. Similarly, we might do namaskar to Bhagwan Parameshwar directly, or we may do namaskar to a devata. That namaskar to a devata also reaches that Paramatma. You do namaskar to a bird, animal, plant. You do namaskar to your parents. You do namaskar to other people in this world. that namaskar ultimately reaches Brahma, because no one can hold that namaskar for themselves. It flows towards that supreme Brahma alone. Similarly, we might meditate on a particular devata, Brahmaji or Indra or Varuna, but that meditation leads towards that Brahma. Because all these devatas are connected expressions of Brahma alone. They're connected to Brahma. So Sa Brahma, he alone is Brahma, Brahmaji, with 4 heads. Chaturmukha Brahma, he has got 4 heads. And he looks in all directions, east, west, north, south. And he is described as sitting on a lotus. And that lotus has come from the Nabhi, the navel of Bhagwan Vishnu, Mahavishnu. And Brahmaji is seated there. And Brahmaji is holding the Vedas in his hands. Brahmaji is holding a Japamala. Brahmaji has got a Kamandalu with Gangaji in it. So beautiful description of Brahmaji is there. One can meditate on Brahmaji as Brahma. So Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, he alone is Shiva also. No difference between Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, Indra. As that supreme reality, all of them are same. As their expression, they may differ. Shiva expresses differently, Brahmaji expresses differently. So Shiva, Sa Shiva, he alone is Shiva. Sa Indra, he alone is Indra. Indra is the king of all the devatas. He controls, he rules over all the devatas. And he has got his own duties. So one may worship Shiva, one may worship Indra. You can worship any devata. You can worship Indra. Means through Indra, you worship that Brahma. Through Indra, you meditate on Brahma. Or through Brahmaji, you meditate on Brahma. Or through Shiva, one can meditate on Brahma. So Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, Sa Indra, Sa Saha Aksharaha. He alone is Aksharaha. Akshar means immutable, indestructible. Sa Aksharaha. So meditate on that Brahma as Aksharaha, as indestructible. Paramaha, he alone is supreme. Swarat, he is self-luminous. Self-luminous. Just as the sun. The sun is self-luminous. By the luminosity of the sun alone, other objects of this world gets illumined, like the moon. Moon looks so bright and beautiful, but that brightness doesn't belong to the moon. It belongs to the sun. So we also have our intelligence, our capacity to know, to understand. This is like a light only, but this doesn't belong to the intellect. It doesn't belong to the senses. It belongs to that Brahma who is self-luminous, of the nature of knowledge itself. So Parameswara, Sa eva Vishnu. He alone is Vishnu. There's another beautiful description is there of Vishnu Bhagwan. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrusham Meghavarnam Shubhangam. So beautiful description of Bhagwan lying on that Sheshanag Ananta Shayanam, and Lakshmi ji is there. And all the other devtas also are standing around with folded hands. And what is Bhagwan Vishnu? Who is Bhagwan Vishnu? He is the one who sustains this whole world, who maintains the whole world, who sees that everything happens properly in this world. Everything is working properly. Nobody is breaking any laws. Nobody is breaking any rules. Everyone is following the path of dharma. That is what Bhagwan Vishnu does. So he must be very busy. He must be having a lot of this work happening in computers and all. So must be very, very restless all the time. No, he is just lying down. Sheshashai. Lying down on the Shesha Bhagwan comfortably. No worries. And Lakshmi ji is massaging his feet. All the devtas are there doing namaskar to him. From his nabi, that Kamal has come, and Brahmaji is seated in that Kamal. And Bhagwan. So how come he is so relaxed and so comfortable? Though he is managing the show of this entire world, which is so vast, infinite, he delegates his work. That is the secret. He doesn't do things himself or all this. He delegates. He has appointed thousands, lakhs, crores of other devtas to manage his work. आप ये करो, आप वो करो, ये करो. And when things go wrong and nobody can manage, then he comes and sets it right. So yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. Whenever there is some decline in dharma, when adharma rises, when some adharmic person, very powerful, and nobody can manage, control, or do anything about that person, Bhagwan himself manifests in a particular form. Paritranaya sadhuna, vinashaya cha dushkritam, dharma sansthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge. So he manifests as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narsimha, Vamana, Parshuram, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki, so many avatars Bhagwan takes to set things right. Once they are done, again he just relaxes. So very beautiful description of Bhagwan. So when we meditate on Bhagwan, this lovely, beautiful form, we will also be able to live in this world without worries, without agitation, will learn the secret of letting go, delegating the work to other devatas. Eyes are busy seeing, so why worry? Ears, these are all devatas. Our senses are devatas. Our mind, intellect, everything is devatas. But you are that Brahma. You are not a doer, enjoyer, or knower. Everything happens according to the laws of Prakriti. Prakriti kriyamani gunai karmani sarvasya. Ahankar vimodhatma karta ahamiti manyate. An ignorant person thinks, I am the doer, I am the doer. But everything is happening according to the laws of Prakriti. So meditate on Bhagwan Vishnu as Brahma. Sa eva Vishnu. Because Vishnu Bhagwan is also same. That same Parameshwara is Vishnu. Sa pranaha. One can meditate on Brahma as prana also. Prana is the Shakti. Prana is the one because of whom all activities of this world happen. Not only the activities happening in our body is because of prana. Prana, pan, vyan, udan, saman makes all the bodily functions happen. But prana is required, or prana alone makes all the other functions of this world also possible. Even in tiny little atom, the electrons keep on moving. From where are they getting this power, this force to move? From prana. If you look at this majestic, our solar system, the planets are revolving around the sun. From where are they getting this power? From prana. On this earth, you see so many activities happening in nature. The wind, the ocean, the rivers, constantly active. From where are they getting this power? It's prana. So just meditate on prana as Brahma. That same prana who controls the mighty galaxies is present in us as our breathing. So moving so softly as our breath. So just meditate on prana as Brahma. Just wonder at the amazing thing happening in this body itself due to prana. So sa pranaha, sa kalaha, he alone is kala, time. Our time is up now. So Bhagwan alone is time. He alone is Agni, he fire. He alone is Chandrama, the moon. So one can meditate on Bhagwan as time, Kala. Everything happens in time. World comes in time, remains in time, merges back into time. He also expresses as fire. Many worship Ishvara as fire. Or one can meditate on Bhagwan as Chandrama, the beautiful moon, Sheetal, pleasant, cool, calm, peaceful moon. So in whatever form you want to meditate on that Brahma, you can do so, because He alone is expressing in all. More about this we will see in our class on Monday. Till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again. Share this video with your friends, with your relatives. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. And you can also write your comments or your questions if you have, or subtopic which we have covered in our pravachan. You can discuss in the comment section. So a lot of things can be done. So more we will see in our next class. So Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Shri Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.